Sister Marie Luisa, people in the world have the mindset or the preconception that perfection doesn't exist. Those of us in the church know that it is possible to reach perfection, and even more so seeing how you have good testimony.
Thank you. Yes, well, people, or in the past, we had a concept of perfection that was different. In the past, we thought that perfection was that a person didn't walk on the ground, they walked on air. That they're just walking on air. They don't eat, they don't drink, they don't do anything, they don't laugh, they don't go on a trip, they don't have fun because everything was bad, everything was a sin. So it was a glorious body that was spiritual because the spirits, they don't eat and they don't go on trips, they don't go to restaurants. The spirits don't do that. And so it's only that person who is physical, a human being. And that perfection was that. It was a glorious body that you didn't even set your feet on the ground. You didn't eat because everything was bad. You didn't have a right to anything. That person who was perfect, well, that doesn't exist. Nor has the Bible taught that that is what perfection is. Perfection is... And so not committing those sins that our Lord Jesus mentioned to this young man and told him to honor your mother and father, do not commit adultery, do not fornicate, do not kill, do not steal, do not scam others. And in scamming someone, there comes bribery, there comes fraud, there comes deceit and stealing people's money, lying to them to try and get their money. And doing all of these different things and harming someone with revenge, with resentment, with hatred. And so hurting this person, harming them, and maybe sending someone to take their life and hurt them, all of these things, and feeling pride in your heart and feeling that vanity and envy, that is what you must abandon. When we rid ourselves from all of that in our heart, because all of those things are in the heart, they are harbored there, when all of that comes out of the heart, it is said that this person is perfect. The Apostle Paul said he was perfect. Now, I don't know if you have read that. I invite you to read the epistles of Paul because there's a lot of doctrine, and he said he was perfect. That is what the Apostle Paul said. So we are perfected in something. If, for example, I was envious, I'm no longer envious anymore. What does that mean? I'm now perfect in regards to that matter of envy. I'm now perfect because I'm no longer envious. I feel no envy about anything or anyone, so I'm perfect in that sense. So what else can I say? Well, God has changed me. I now have mercy and I love other people. Because before, perhaps I didn't like people and I would not be impartial. I was sort of proud and rebellious, but now I'm not that way anymore. I'm now perfect in this. I now love everyone. I'm now perfect in this regard because I have mercy of everyone. I'm not biased anymore. So you see what perfection is? Now, if someone would drink every day and after getting drunk, they'd start to cause a ruckus and go crazy and start to hit their family. And now they no longer do that because they've dominated that and it's gone away. Now they're perfect in that sense. They no longer drink. If someone maybe perhaps was very wrathful and would rant and scream and fight and argue with everyone, and now they don't no longer do that because God changed them, what does it mean? They're now perfect in that sense. And so someone can say, well, now I'm perfect in many different aspects, but I'm missing one. I'm missing two. That's it. So you examine yourself. You say, well, I still get angry when someone tells me something. I get upset. And maybe I have a little bit of pride. There's some pride there. I'm missing that. In order to have complete perfection, I need to still change a lot of different things. But since we're in this process of change, I'm going to wait for God to change my life as time goes by because I'm going to ask him to help me. And I also will try and make an effort to change him. When I can't, God will help me. And maybe another will say, well, I was a liar. I would speak lies. Now, lying is also a spirit that maybe clings onto a person and causes them to lie and lie and lie. And so God then changed them. They're no longer a liar. So what can that person say? Well, I'm perfect in this aspect of lies because I no longer lie. I'm now perfect in this. And in antiquity, God had said there were some kings. He said that they had been perfect or were upright, but they had been perfect in the sense that they were never idolaters. They never went to idols, nor with gods from other foreign nations. So God said they are perfect in this regard, that they only love me. They love me in spirit and in truth. So they were perfect because, of course, they did have other flaws, but perfect in the sense that they were not idolaters. And that is what God saw the most. Idolatry, because God, we know, is very zealous and God is constantly watching over us. And so it says that David, he gave the Lord no reason to feel zealous, for he was fully devoted to God. And this is why God said that he was perfect before his eyes. And so, brothers and sisters, let us learn what perfection is. So what do you think? Do you think we're able to be perfect? Yes, we can be perfect. We can be perfect. We must ask God to be noble. There are people who have a very strong temper and they are very haughty. Ask God to be noble and to be humble and to be modest, and you will see how God changes you and takes that haughtiness or arrogance or presumptuousness and that very strong temper away. God takes it away and makes of you a humble, modest person who is patient, who has patience and overlooks a lot of things. That's it. And you can reach perfection. Now you believe that. Believe that. And so examine yourself and figure out what you're perfect in. Examine yourself and say, oh, you see, I'm perfect in this sense. Oh, but I'm just getting started. I'm missing everything. No. Say, I already have 80 things I'm perfect in. I'm missing 20. That's it. Out of 100 flaws that I had. And so, brothers and sisters, you can reach perfection.